back to Perspectiveofz, your favorite generational podcast. I'm Katrina.
And I'm Rachel, and boy, do we have so much to talk about today. What do we have to talk about today?
Good question. It hasn't been that long since we've recorded, so it feels like we just recorded since we, took, a week break, except we didn't. And then we're recording twice in...
So anyway, yeah, we just recorded, but also we didn't just record, but we're gonna have to record again in a few days because I'm going on another week-long trip.
Yeah. It's a lot of planning around stuff. I like recording in the summer because we could basically record whenever, but also we can't record basically whenever because...
We have lives now.
Gross.
No thank you.
Lives are disgusting.
So anyway. What's new with you since the last time
Since we recorded?
Yep, that.
Well, I haven't really done much because I haven't had to work. Today I have to work, and then Today I have to work, but I haven't had to work since then, so I haven't, left my house at all. And so I feel like it's all just been one day since we recorded, but it's actually been, 3. So, I saw a couple movies, at home. I saw Spider-Verse finally.
Nice, I haven't seen that.
It's good. And I also saw The Breakfast Club last night, so... Yeah.
Nice. Gonna ask me what's new with my life, or just pretending I don't exist?
What's new with you, Rachel?
Not much, honestly.
Why'd you make a big deal about me saying...
Because you didn't ask! And that's not polite. So anyway, Katrina, what's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week, it took a long time for me to come up with this, because it's been 3 days, but it feels like one, but that's probably not the last time I'm gonna mention it, but I'm gonna try my best. But my favorite thing this week is Chips Ahoy, because they're good.
Oh?
And, yeah, I like Chips Ahoy.
Fair. Do you like the, crunchy ones or the chewy?
The originals.
No, chewy.
No, original. They're the originals.
But chewy.
Why are we talking about your cat?
My cat's name is Chewbacca, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, what's your favorite thing this week, Rachel?
Well, how kind of you to ask! My favorite thing this week is a brand of blankets. They're called Minky blankets, and they're the softest thing in the whole wide world. I was gifted one, and I don't want to live without it.
I've never heard of these, but okay.
So, Minky blankets are the one on my Snapchat story that my niece was, burying her entire body in and, dancing around in. Because they're just that soft.
Anyways, those blankets sound amazing and I want one.
They're very, very expensive.
Well, then I won't be getting one anytime soon.
Let me look up the website, but I'm pretty sure a small one is $60.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Not exactly the most affordable blanket, but do I care? No.
I would care, but you didn't have to pay for it because it was gifted to you, so.
Exactly. Yeah, so browse by category. They have robes, too, and I really want one, because, a robe of this? Are you kidding me? I would be in love! I don't even know. like, if you look at the sales, you can get them for pretty cheap. Like, there's this cookies and cream one that's on sale for $25 instead of $70, which is nice. But most of them are anywhere from, like, $60 to $250.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of money.
I don't either. But anyway. What's your favorite song this week, Katrina?
My favorite song this week is Drag Me Down by One Direction.
Oh?
Do you want to know why?
Because you scrolled through your Spotify and saw that one and you were like, sure, this works.
Actually, no, I hit shuffle until I hit a good song. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Katrina.
What's your favorite song this week?
My favorite song this week is This Is Me by Kesha.
I don't think I've heard that, but I'm disappointed that you didn't put the S as the $sign.
I copy and pasted.
Because you asked somebody else for your favorite song?
No, because I scrolled through one of my playlists on Spotify and saw that one, and I said, this works.
Sure you did.
Also, like, are you sure you haven't heard This Is Me? Because it's from The Greatest Showman.
I know it's from The Greatest Showman, but I haven't heard Kesha sing it.
Oh, okay.
Because the person that sings it in the movie is Keala Settle.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah. So, that's our favorite songs. Katrina learned how to be kind and polite, and when someone asks a question, you ask the question back. It's like, how are you? Oh, I'm good, thanks.
I have so many people that do that to me, and it
At work?
frustrates me.
At work?
Not at work, like, at school.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm trying to start a conversation and stuff, because I'm actually trying. Wow. You're shocked, I'm sure. But I'm like, hey, how's your day going? And they're like, it's pretty good. And I'm like, mine.
Care to elaborate? Like, my favorite is I have customers come into work, because I work retail and I work food. And so I'll have people come into my food job and I'm like, hi, how you doing today? And they're like, yeah, so, I want, like, not even acknowledging me. Or my favorite is when I say, hi, what can I grab for you today? And they say, I'm doing pretty good, thanks. And I'm like, I learned about this thing where you basically put your brain on robot mode, so when you walk into restaurants or retail places or whatever, you kind of answer with the same script. And, so anytime I see people, or, like, people respond to me, like, oh, I'm doing pretty good, thanks, when I didn't ask, like, not I was being rude, but I started a different conversation, I always just, in my head, I'm like, well, you're on robot mode.
Yeah.
People nowadays don't really listen. They kind of just hear the other person talking and then wait for their turn to talk. Is that deep or what?
That is deep, especially because I was kind of doing that right then.
Wow!
Like, I was actually listening because I love listening to you. But that's kind of how I've been able to, wow, words just left me. But that's how I've been able to, like, get used to podcasting, because it used to be really bad, like, we used to interrupt each other and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when you're waiting for somebody else to finish talking, then it's just like, yeah.
Yeah. I hope you can hear my dog barking in the background. She's probably...
I can't, but...
Oh, okay. There's probably a squirrel outside or something. I don't know. It's raining, so
Hey,
whatever.
what's your dog's Instagram?
My dog's Instagram is Sky_the_pirate. Sky is SKYE. I posted for the first time in months. Your brother was
Yeah.
very happy. He sent me a DM the day before I posted, and I didn't look at it before I posted. I just, like, posted. And then I checked my DMs, and it was like, you should post more often. And then I posted, and I said, wow, to him. And then he goes, it worked, didn't it? But no, it did not. I was already planning on posting. Thank you very much. You fool! That makes me think of Emperor's New Groove. Wow, I know what I'm gonna watch before work.
What a good movie.
Mm-hmm. She knits? Crochets. Oh, crochets.
Crochet.
Now do you hear my dog?
Yes, I do.
Glad one of us is happy about that.
I love your dog.
I do too, I just don't like when she barks while I'm recording.
She's my niece.
Correct. Let's just listen to her bark for a minute.
That's all this episode of the podcast is just an hour and a half of us just, like, listening to her bark.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Hey, wait, I never checked how that poll ended up. What do our listeners want?
You put a poll up on our Twitter page, which is in the description if you want to check that out.
You know what else is in the description? Our Facebook page. Come join us.
Yeah.
I got scolded for my dislike of poodles.
Because they have good qualities, Rachel.
They have good quality. I don't like the feeling, and it makes me think of old ladies.
Well, you don't have to feel the fur if the fur is attached to you.
Are you saying you never, like, rub your own arms or anything?
Have you seen a dog rub its own arms?
I see my dog lick herself. Like, not just to clean herself, but, like, she'll just lick her paw.
Still. You've never licked a poodle, so you don't know what that feels like.
You're right, I have never licked a poodle.
Put that on your resume.
Along with first diagnosed case of the flu in my county in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an achievement right there.
Is there a story to that?
Not really. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, but
I was really sick. I thought I was dying. My temperature was like 104, but I wouldn't get out from under the blankets because I was cold because I was sick. And so I went into urgent care, and my doctor was like, we're gonna take a flu test, but, like, you have the flu. And I was like, okay, so we got the flu test, it came back, and she was like, well, you're my first diagnosed case of the flu all season! And I was like, great! And then she goes, since it's the flu, I can't really give you anything to help. I can give you Theraflu or Tamiflu or whatever it is. And she was like, that'll take your symptoms from like a 10 for 10 days to a 7 for 7 days. And I was like, whatever, I'll take it. Because I was so miserable.
poor Rachel.
Poor Rachel. Have you ever been, like, super sick with the flu?
Not super sick. I mean, not that I can remember. I'm sure my parents beg to differ, but, you know. I can't think of any time that I was, like, really sick. Like, I don't usually get, like, flu sick, like, throwing up and everything. It's usually just, like, a cough and a runny nose and stuffy nose and...
See, that's what I normally get. Like, I'll just get a cold or something. But I, like, it was terrible. I can remember one other time I got pretty sick. It was during the swine flu outbreak. I didn't have the swine flu. But my sister and I both got sick. So... I was, like, miserable sick. I was 6 or 7 at the time. And my sister and I were laying on the couch, because we have a couch that makes, like, an L shape. So she was laying on one side, I was laying on the other, and she was like, Rachel, we have the swine flu. We're gonna die! And I believed her. So I legitimately thought I was dying, and my mom wasn't doing anything about it. She was just letting me lay there and die.
Wow, that probably did great things for your mental state.
Yeah. I slept a lot.
Sleeping is good.
It is. I've been sleeping so much. I've been taking a nap every day. Oh, summertime.
I know
love
you
it.
post about it every day.
Are you
You're
jealous?
like, guess who just had a 3-hour nap? And
Are
I'm
you
like,
jealous?
No, because I could be napping instead of doing other things with my time. But I decided I decided what my summer reading is gonna be, except not really, because I made a decision. I narrowed it down to 2 books, and we're buying both of them.
Oh my gosh.
So I might just do annotations for 2 books and then pick my favorite.
Don't pick your favorite, pick the one you have best annotations for.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but I'm not good with words. You're
Okay.
the one that's good with words.
That's true. So,
Wow, thanks.
you always tell me I'm good with words.
Because you are.
Except when it comes to writing an email inquiring something for our podcast itself, then I get scared cat.
I mean, I could write it for you. I just thought you wanted to write it.
You can write it, and then I can edit it.
Because you're good at editing the things I say.
Yeah, sure.
That sounded really,
Mean.
really mean. But it wasn't.
No, you know what I meant, right? I'm not trying to be a meanie face.
I know.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know a lot of things, but I know that much.
Aww. So I'm holding a Coke can right here, and first I want to say, when I was on the plane flying from Arizona to my town, the flight attendant, opened the pop tab with another can.
I mean,
She, that's a thing?
it's probably something that, you learn how to do.
Yeah.
After.
However many years, but...
Yeah.
But she just, did it so casually, and then poured my drink, and I was like, oh my goodness. Also, Tyler, I'm about to open a can of Coke, so this is for you. Let me just... Yeah, there we go. It's the only ASMR you're getting. Coke can opening. I may actually leave that in.
You might actually.
Yeah, you see,
We'll
we
see if
record
he
a little...
actually listens to this episode then.
Ooh. We record a little bit of ASMR every week, and then delete it. Or, well, I delete it.
Because I don't have any say in the matter.
I mean, if you were like, Rachel, I really, 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 really want you to leave this in this week, I'd be like, And then if you had a really good reason, I would. But, if you ask me to take stuff out, I will. And do. Because sometimes we share secrets. Wow. Ooh, secrets.
I'm secret.
You are!
Throwback to when I didn't tell anybody about myself, and now I have a podcast talking about my life, so character development.
Woo! Also, just growing up, I mean, when you didn't tell anyone about yourself, that was more of a safety issue.
I mean, that too.
And now it's you're older, you're smarter. Wow.
Am I though?
I love you!
Love you too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. I was cleaning one of the mirrors at the bathroom, in the bathroom at work yesterday, and I looked at myself and I was like, do I look like a high school senior? And then I realized I can't answer that question for myself. Do you think I look like a high school senior?
I mean, school hasn't started yet.
Oh, but you call yourself a junior, so hush.
I didn't call myself a junior. You called myself a junior.
No, you said on the podcast at one point, I remember these things because I have to listen to what you say twice. You're like...
You sound really happy about that.
You said something about last year, well, actually freshman year, because I'm a junior now, and then I did a really, really long eye roll, and you laughed at me. Because I wasn't done with school yet, and so...
So we were bitter. The same year for, like...
a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take my senior pictures this summer.
I like photo shoots. I would come down and take them for you.
Well, thank you. I have to find someone to take them for me. Like someone here.
Well, then I guess I'm coming there. Bye.
Okay. I'd be actually super okay with that.
Except I probably couldn't convince my parents.
Yeah, well, minor details. I mean, I messaged Derek and I was like, do my senior photos. And he was like, if you pay for my transport, sure. Like my transportation. And I was like, that's expensive. Senior pictures are already expensive. I also, like, don't know what I want to do for my senior photos. Because people are like, I want this pose with this outfit. And I'm like, I was told I have to get pictures taken. Are you looking? Mm-hmm.
I don't think, like some people have ideas of what they want to do, but a lot of the time it's the photographer that comes with ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
So, because I know I did a photo shoot with my family, since we didn't have any updated family photos or whatever. And, like, we didn't know what we were gonna do, and then the photographer was like, okay, you're gonna do this pose, you're gonna walk, dramatically through this cornfield. Yeah, so...
I mean, like, here's the thing, right? There are, like, 3 senior packages that are always offered on these websites. It's, like, standard, and that's, like, what guys normally do. And it's, like, you get a few pictures taken. And then there's, like, special. And it's like, oh, we'll do your hair and makeup, and then do the same thing. And then there's, like, I've been thinking about this day my whole life. Fantastic. It's a 4-hour session. You can change outfits as many times as you want. We can move locations as many times as you want. And those are like $400 to $500.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, different schools do have different, like, regulations for senior pictures, because I know that when I was showing my cousins the senior pictures in my yearbook, they were like, you guys can have, like, props in your picture, because, like, one guy in my orchestra that plays the cello, he was playing the cello in his picture, and, like, there were a bunch of violins that had violins in their picture, and then some people had their animals in their pictures, and so, but they couldn't do that at their school.
I don't think I can have props in the portrait I submit to my school for a yearbook, but that doesn't mean I can't for, like, the rest of them. Also, if I can incorporate my dog into any of these pictures, you know I will.
Yeah, I know.
I love my doggo. She goes woof, 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 woof.
Fishes do not go woof.
No, dogs go woof, fishes go moo.
Fishes do not go moo. Fishes go blub.
No, fishes go moo. I read a thing. One of my friends taught her nephew that all animals say moo.
Oh. Are you sure you're not the child?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I know dogs say woof.
But everything else says moo?
Mm-hmm. But my sister's joking that she is going to teach my niece the alphabet backwards.
My dad did that.
He did?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I knew...
Go ahead.
Pretty sure I knew the alphabet backwards before I knew it forwards, honestly.
I mean, like, here's the deal, right? There is no reason the alphabet is in the order that it is in.
I know.
It's totally arbitrary. So I guess there's not really a problem with it, right?
I mean, not really.
Ugh. Now I'm just thinking about senior photos, and I'm stressed.
Well, then let's change the topic.
Okay, let's.
We have a lot of topics that we could be talking about. I just thought you wanted to talk about the senior pictures.
I'm, like, both very excited and abso-heckin-lutely terrified.
That's you with most things, though.
Yeah? Are you calling me out?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, see, I'm looking at another person, and she's like, the only session I offer starts at $750. No!
No.
That's so expensive. Who cares that much?
I mean, you want yourself to look pretty, but you don't have to pay like $750 for one picture.
I mean, it's not one picture. That's what, like, the package starts off. I like that this person starts off with, first off, congratulations, you're searching for a senior photographer, which means you are either the parent of a high school senior, and you have survived that journey, or you're a senior who has survived the journey of high school. I like that. Unfortunately, I don't like this person's photos much.
Oh.
But anyway, what's trending on YouTube?
There's a lot trending on YouTube, as there is. Wow. I
normally
always
about
forget to
50
say that,
things.
like, every week. But the thing that was number one on trending, I almost said on Twitter, but it wasn't on Twitter, it was on YouTube. But it was a video from Daniel Howell, aka Dan is not on fire, but he doesn't go by Dan anymore, he goes by Daniel. But basically, from what I can tell, he took like a year hiatus.
Okay.
Or whatever. Like, on his gaming channel with Phil, because they're known as Dan and Phil.
Okay, see, that's, okay.
Yes,
you said
there you
Daniel,
go.
and I didn't know who you were talking about. But, that makes sense. Okay. I'm with you now.
Okay, so, they haven't posted a video on the gaming channel for 6 months, but he hasn't posted anything on his original channel in a year. And so, it was a big thing that he came back, and he made a video basically talking about his journey, figuring out his sexuality and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a journey because the video's like 45 minutes.
Casually.
But, he had a lot to say on the topic because basically, what his experience was, and I know from the comments a lot of other people's experience was, that when he was growing up, people used gay very casually,
Mm-hmm.
and it was always a bad thing because he got beat up at school, and so and people called him gay, so he was like, so I don't know what gay means, but it must be a bad thing because it's the reason because I'm getting beat up
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And so he was like, well, whatever that is, I don't want to be it. And then, like, as he learned more about it, like, he experimented because when he was in his emo phase, then everybody was like, they could be bi because it's being normal, quote unquote, and being gay at the same time or whatever. And so he was like, I could do this, and then that's cool, because since everyone was bi at that point. Basically, I was just talking about his journey and how he was, he wasn't confident about it, because a lot of people talked about it with, Dan and Phil, because they're really close friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if they were gay for each other? And so he was just talking about how, like, his experiences with the internet and experiences in his real life kind of shaped that. And I thought it was really interesting, because I did watch the whole video, except on 2 times speed, because I watch everything on 2 times speed.
Who doesn't?
I mean, fair. But it was, I just thought it was really interesting, because he has, like, he's one of the, like, when I think of, like, early YouTube, especially in the gaming side of things, I think of Dan and Phil, because my cousins watched them for a bit, but I never really watched them because I'm not on YouTube that much. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, because so many people know about these people, but they don't know about these people, if that makes sense. And so he kind of, in the 45 minutes, he just kind of shows the world what he's gone through and who he is now based on that. And so I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, finding, like, your sexuality is very much like a process, and it definitely makes sense that he, like, took so long. I don't want to say took so long, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, it took him a while. That's a better way of phrasing things. To kind of figure out and come to terms with who he is, especially with the background he has and people being negative towards, like, the gay community.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very, very happy for him.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that was one video that was trending, so let's just keep on moving on, I guess.
Yes.
But
keep on keeping on.
Yes, whatever that means.
Keep on going.
Alright, so the next video is... Wow. I'm not awake. But the next video is a video by Emma Chamberlain, which we've talked about a little bit. But she posted a video, and it's called Going on a Trip by Myself, with lonely and asterisks, like clickbait, but lonely. And, so, since she's 18 now, you can legally book a hotel room by yourself. And so she was like, so what if I just did that? And so she didn't go very far away, but she, like, because she was afraid of being by herself and she didn't want to be too far away from home. But she was just, like, trying to be independent or whatever, but she got very lonely, as you can tell by the title. And so it was just really funny, because she was like, I'm gonna go be an adult, and then half the video was just her sitting and calling her mom and being like, I'm so lonely.
Lonely, I'm so lonely.
Basically. But I thought it was interesting, because since she legally could do something, she was like, how about we try this? And then she was like, what do I do now?
Now what? When you turn 18, do you want to go on a trip with me?
Ooh. Depends on where we're going.
You want to go to California?
Maybe. That's kind of a lot of money, though.
You're right. What about Oregon?
What's in Oregon?
I don't know. Is there anything in Oregon? Listeners,
Portland.
Listeners, if you're in Oregon, tell us what's in Oregon.
Portland is a state in Oregon.
It's a state?
Yes.
It's a state.
I'm gonna check our, yes, I know. I'm gonna check our map, whatever.
Oh, that's what I'm doing right now.
Hey!
I was already doing it. I just didn't say it out loud.
Well,
So-
I said it out loud, so I get to do it.
So, no, we don't have any listeners from Oregon.
Well, dang.
We do have listeners in Colorado, though.
Wow. I wonder why.
I don't know. And Virginia.
Wow.
And, oh my gosh, the map now shows the, like, states in Australia. Go New South Wales! I love you.
Yes.
Most downloads. Also, now I'm just playing with... Do you know what the website Sporkle is?
Wait, we hit 3,000 downloads?
Wait, we hit 3,000 downloads?
Yeah, we are at 3,001 currently.
Ooh, when did that happen? I mean, obviously today, but...
I mean, see, I don't check this, and so I'm just like,
I don't check it that often anymore.
but, wow, that makes me happy.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for sticking with us.
See, this is what happens when we check our statistics during recording.
Yep. We have a lot of things to talk about still.
I know.
So, is anything else trending on the World Wide Web .youtube.com?
Yeah, there was one more video that I saw, and it was a Smosh video. It was a try not to laugh challenge with the Try Guys, and let me tell you,
How'd that one go?
it was interesting.
Did they laugh a lot?
Yeah, because basically how it works, I don't know if you've seen their try not to laugh videos, but they have water in their mouths, and then each person has a turn, like, being the one trying not to laugh, and each person has a chance to try and make the other person laugh. So the person's sitting out on a stool with water in their mouth, and then each person comes up and, like, does something to try and make the other person laugh. And I thought it was interesting to see how the different senses of humor made other people laugh and not other people and stuff. But one thing is that Eugene, he ended all of his, like, trying to make other people laugh sessions by throwing a, like, inflatable Magikarp on the ground and saying, "Magikarp, go."
What?
And then he just fell on the floor laughing. Like,
So he made himself laugh.
yeah.
It
was just really funny. So, yeah. What's trending on Twitter? Because I had you pull up Twitter because I was struggling.
Well, things trending on Twitter. So first, Taylor Swift has a new song out, and
Doesn't she have an album?
yeah, but she has this one song out, and that's what we're focusing on right now. And
Okay.
it basically just calls out homophobia and girls, like, attacking other girls. And it's actually really cool. And it's called You Need to Calm Down, and it talks about self-expression and bullying and double standards and all of that. And one of my favorite quotes is, "'Cause shade never made anybody less gay." So...
Yeah. My cousin sent me a screenshot of the lyrics and was like, "Wow, she really did that." And I was like, yes, she did.
we stan.
We stan a legend. Okay, what else? Like, not trying to rush you, but also...
But also, we're already 45 minutes in and we've barely touched anything.
Yeah, because we were talking about senior pictures.
I'm gonna have a friend look over their websites and tell me what they think about the websites.
Is this the friend that I think it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So the next thing trending is, for many keyboards, there's a cat ready to stand or sleep on it. And honestly, this is just a bunch of pictures of cats on keyboards. And the scientific reason for cats, like, standing on your keyboard or wanting to be near your laptop is because it's warm. But in reality, it's just cute.
Yeah.
So...
I also saw something that says that, like, cats like mimicking you, and so if you're spending a lot of time at the computer, then they want to spend a lot of time at the computer.
Aww. But yeah, it's just a bunch of cats, and it's really cute, even though I'm allergic to cats.
Very cute.
Yeah. Do you know what happens on Sunday, aka
Yes,
yesterday as of posting?
Yes, I do know.
It's gonna be Father's Day. You know what I have repeatedly stated that I hate?
Dad jokes?
Dad jokes. Why did I do this to myself?
I don't know. I gave you the option to pick Twitter trending, and you somehow picked this, so...
It was trending, so basically it's a bunch of dad jokes. It's just people sharing out their favorite dad jokes. My sister's favorite is... You know how geese fly in a V?
Yes, I do.
I've told this on here.
You've told this on here several times.
I'm just saying, like, that is the dad joke. And there's also the sick pythons. One of them is, can February March? No, but April May.
Yep. It sure can.
Did you know, another one is, do you know there's a breed of dog that gets sad if you feed it cantaloupe? Really? What breed? Melancholy. What do pirate grandmas use to make sweaters? Yarn. What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. Why do hummingbirds hum? Because they don't know the words.
I'm just...
Okay, moving on.
I realized that my slow blinking wasn't gonna, like, pick up on the podcast.
I hate dad jokes so much.
I know. Yet...
I know.
Alright, listener questions.
Listener questions? What are our listeners questioning?
The existence of us.
Oh, that's deep.
Our first question is from @SuperZanQ.
Hi, brother. Hey, brother. Every time.
But he asks, what color of fish dives in your house most often?
Japan.
I'd say... I mean, I'll answer with the color since he asked what color. Let's say purple.
Ooh. I wonder
Yeah.
why that is.
Moving on, because...
Because moving on. So our next question is from Emily Hoffman. Hey, Emily. And she says, no question, just a cute pupper to brighten your day. And I really like dogs.
I know.
Doggo! Doggos say woof!
That is correct. That's a very cute pupper.
It is a very cute pupper. So anyway, what's the next question?
Next question is from @Sincerity, and she asks, what is it? Who are you? What do you want?
It's your mother. I am your mother. And I would like to see you.
Alright, then.
What about you? Okay, next question. What is your perspective? Oh, this is also from Sincerity. And she asks, what is your perspective on how women are represented in media, on TV, and in film? Do you feel the strides being made towards equality are an asset to the younger generations? Do those strides match, exceed, or fall short of the progress being made in equality for minorities? So, I think women are underrepresented. I think people are saying that, it's so much better than it used to be, and like, yeah, it's better than it used to be, because it used to be no women represented in any sort of media, and they had men wearing wigs, represent the women, so there's that, and I do still think the strides being made are an asset to the younger generations. It'll be great for them to grow up in a world with, like, less sexism, hopefully someday, no sexism, no racism, that kind of thing. And for the final question, the strides fall short of the progress being made in equality for minorities. I think, often media focuses on, like, oh, we need to get the women equal to the men, and in doing that, they're, forgetting that, like, it's often just assumed that they're talking about, like, white women, when in reality, for the amount that a white woman makes, like, a minority could make less than half of that. So I think it's definitely important to keep that in mind when you're fighting for equality.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? I just talked for a while, so...
I agree with you that, like, it is more than it used to be, because it used to be nothing at all. But I do think it's, I mean, obviously it's gotten better than it was, because it used to be nothing. But, like, especially in the MCU, like, with Black Panther and everything, they had a lot of diversity, and they had a lot of powerful women, and they had a lot of, I don't know what I'm saying, I never saw the movie, but I did see Infinity War and Endgame, but...
You still haven't seen Black Panther? It's on Netflix.
Well...
Okay, that's your assignment before we record next, and yes, I realize that's in a few days. Okay, stop giving me the stink eye, and finish answering the question.
Okay, I think that it's important that young people see themselves represented in the media, because, when people don't think that things they do are normal, then they try and hide them, but when you see someone doing the thing that you normally do, then, like, people, like, in something that actually looks somewhat like you, or I don't know, but when you see yourself represented, it's really great to...
Empowering?
It's very empowering that, but, like, I know, especially after, like, in the women that have been in the media, like, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and, who plays Captain Marvel? Brie Larson. Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I almost said, like, Carol Danvers, but that's her, human name. But...
I completely blanked out, I promise I know that.
But, like, when people see, like, I know personally, when I came out of Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel and Endgame also, I saw myself represented, because I was like, wow, she's a powerful woman, and she's doing great. Mm-hmm. And so I felt very empowered after the movie. And, like, that's easy for me to say because I'm a white woman. But, like, when minorities are represented, like, part of the reason why Black Panther did so well is because it only had
women of color.
It only had women of color and it only had minorities, mainly. And so, I think it's definitely gotten better because people are realizing that people like to see themselves in the media. And so if you represent more kinds of people in the media, then even if you're only focusing on money, which isn't great, but even if you're only focusing on money, then, like, you're gonna make a lot of money if you have a lot of minorities, but also you're gonna teach a lot of people that it's okay to be themselves.
Which is the really important message.
Yes.
Because, like you were saying, when you don't see things you do regularly represented, you kind of start to hide them. It's almost like you become ashamed of them, and it's things that shouldn't be, like, people shouldn't be ashamed of. And so it's really important when those things are shown in media.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a really good question. Thank you much.
Yeah, it was. Thank you much.
Much sincerity. We have one last question. Do you want to go ahead and ask that, Katrina?
Yes. Our last question is from @Dragonlance447, and they ask, do you typically celebrate your birthday now, and how do you typically celebrate your birthday now, and how has it changed since you were kids?
When I was younger, I started counting down the moment the month started, because my birthday is the last day of the month. I would be so obsessed with my birthday, and now it's just kind of like a day that happens. Like, I still get kind of excited for it, but it's not something I, like, actively count down to.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I definitely feel like when I was younger, my birthday, like, I did think the world revolved around me, because every little kid does. Because it's like, it's my birthday, and then you realize that other people have birthdays on the same day, and you're like, oh, it's not just about me. And
yeah.
Like, people are just having their regular lives going on today, so yeah, but so as you grow up, it definitely gets less revolved around you, which is a good thing, because you don't want kids to be like, yeah, this day is only about me, but you also want to feel special.
Yeah, it's like a weird balance to find.
Yeah, but how do we celebrate? Did you answer that? Or
I go out to dinner sometime in relation to my birthday. Like, usually, lately I haven't been home on my birthday. I've been at a camp, but that's not going to be true this year. So, like, we'll probably go out on my actual birthday. That's mainly it. Like, we do presents and stuff, but now that I'm getting older, it's like one big present instead of a lot of, like, little toys.
Yeah.
So that's changing a little, and it's just weird. Growing up is scary. I don't wanna.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But, yeah, as a kid, I would be able to choose where we went for dinner, and, like, I would be able to play with the toys that I got, because, when I was younger, I got a lot more toys, and now that I'm older, I'm getting a lot more, like, money.
Money.
You can actually use this now. But it's a lot more things that I can use on a consistent basis, instead of, like, a toy that I use twice and then put away and forget about. But, how I celebrate it, like, this year I had a sleepover with some of my friends, so that was fun, but also, yeah.
Nice. Alright, so I see here that you have a riddle for me. And
yes.
I want you to start pulling up the BuzzFeed quiz and then ask me the riddle so the BuzzFeed quiz is loaded.
Okay. The riddle was asked by a, oh, it actually loaded, wow.
Wow.
It was actually asked by a listener, but they DM'd it to me so that you wouldn't be able to.
How rude! Why didn't they DM it to me?
I don't know. You should talk to Data about it, because she's the one that's...
Data! Go on.
I have to pull it up. 1 second.
1 Mississippi.
1.5 minutes.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I almost forgot what came after 13.
Alright, so this riddle was asked by Data, aka Simply Fox on Twitter, and the riddle is, there was a greenhouse. Inside the greenhouse was a white house. Inside the white house was a red house. Inside the red house there were a lot of babies. What is it?
Communism?
No.
Russian nesting dolls?
No.
Was that close? I mean, communism,
No.
Russian nesting dolls, same thing.
No.
So inside the greenhouse, there's a white house. Inside the white house, there's a red house. Inside the red house, there's babies?
Lots of babies, yeah.
Lots of babies. A hospital.
No. I'll give you 2 more guesses, and then I'll tell you.
Green, white, red. Mars. We finally made it to Mars.
No.
Oh, well. The president?
No. Okay, so it's a watermelon.
Oh! I don't like this game. Someone DM me a tricky riddle that I can ask Katrina next week.
You're just gonna get a bunch of riddles now.
I'm fine with that.
Alright. Thank you, Data, for the riddle.
Yeah. I don't like not knowing the answers to things. When you started out, I thought it was going to be like, the greenhouse houses Mr. Green, the red house houses Mr. Red. Who lives in the White House? In which I was like, the president, Logic. Dang it. Okay, anyway. Katrina!
Yes, Rachel?
Can it be time for our favorite segment on this podcast? Let's take a BuzzFeed quiz!
Yes, it can.
Yay! What's this week's BuzzFeed quiz?
This week's BuzzFeed quiz is, okay, but just how obsessed with social media are you?
I don't know. How obsessed am I?
I don't know. We're gonna have to take the quiz and find out.
Yeah, I guess we will. So this is just like a checklist, so it's one question and then a lot of answers. So it says, check everything that applies to you. You want to read 3 and then trade off?
Yep. Alright.
You're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram. Yep, and yep.
Check.
You can join our Facebook group if you look at the link in the description below. You can follow us on Twitter. Links are below.
You can follow Rachel's dog on Instagram. Links below.
Correct. There we go. We've got the plugs in. Next.
Alright. Next. You're on Snapchat, TikTok, or Vine. That's 1. You check social media within the first 5 minutes of waking up. You also check it right before you go to bed.
Question. Does
Yes.
Discord count as social media?
Yes.
Well, Also, I'm opposed that Snapchat and TikTok and Vine are all in the same one. Like, Snapchat and Vine I'm fine with, but TikTok? Really?
Don't group us with that.
Don't group us with them.
I checked Snapchat, but I don't check it within 5 minutes of waking up, and I don't check it right before I go to bed because I'm not allowed to have my phone in my room, so.
I checked all three because Discord apparently counts.
Alright, your turn.
You post something on some kind of social media network every day. You delete photos or posts when they don't get a lot of likes. And you plan days in advance what photo to post for your hashtag TBT.
None of these.
You message on Discord every day.
I mean, not every day.
I checked it, you can check it.
I don't post something every day, I just lurk every day.
Oh my goodness.
I'll just click that one so that you're happy, but I don't delete posts when they don't get a lot of likes. The only time I delete them is when they, when I have a lot of posts that look similar.
Or when you're looking back and you realize you have a post from, 2015 and it's really, really stupid looking.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I've done a TBT since I figured out what Instagram is, so.
Same.
The only thing close to a TBT that I've done is, the, post a picture of you 10 years ago, post a picture of you 5 years ago. But that pops up every year, so.
Yeah.
Okay, next 3. If you go a day without posting on social media, people actually get worried about you. You always look people up on social media after you meet them. Your friends have gotten peeved with you for being on social media when you're all hanging out.
Again, does Discord count?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna say, people don't worry about me if I go a day they get I'm busy. But yeah. I've gotten yelled at for, Rachel, get off your phone! Because I'm messaging people on Discord. What about you?
Yeah, people know I'm busy for the first one, so I'm not gonna check that one. For the second one, I tend to look people up after I meet them. If I think they might have social media and I want them to be a part of my life, then yes. And yeah, people have gotten peeved with me for being on social media when we're all hanging out, but usually it's at lunch and everything, and I haven't checked social media in a couple hours, so I'm just making sure that nothing big has happened in the world.
Because you're a good student and stay off your phone. I am not and do not. So anyway, do I ask the next 3 or do you?
You do.
Alright, you get mad when your friends don't like your photos. You get excited when you get new followers, and you know exactly how many you have on almost all different platforms. No, no, and no.
Anyways, continue.
That was it. I didn't check any of those.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either. Okay, next 3. Immediately after posting something, you hit refresh to see how many likes it got. When you watch movies, you're checking social media at the same time. You check your social media even when you don't have notifications.
I refresh on my dog's account.
I mean, fair. I refresh on my own account, so I check that one. And, I check my social media even when I don't have any notifications.
I mean, I wouldn't say, I check it oh, did I miss something? I just, scroll through Twitter. Does that count?
I mean, that's why I clicked it, so.
Okay, fair. Alright, our next 3 are sometimes you swear you can hear the notification sound, even though you don't actually have any. You talk with your friends more often on social media than in person, and you check social media when you're walking. Okay, I talk to you more often on social media than we call, and I Discord and walk.
I can hear the notification sound even though I don't actually have any, mostly because my dad has his notification sounds up too, and especially on Discord, and so I think that I have a notification.
Okay.
But sometimes I do hear the notification sound, and then I check my phone, and it's like, and I talk to you on social media more than in person, and also, especially during the summer, I haven't hung out with people as much as I've talked with them on social media, and I don't check social media when I'm working.
You're just a better person than me, aren't you?
No.
What are the next 3?
Did I do that last 3, or did you?
I think I did, didn't I? Yeah, because
yeah.
Here.
Okay.
Because I considered doing air quotes, and then I remembered.
Okay, so, you check your social media while you're eating. You check your social media while you're going to the bathroom. You usually see messages or DMs almost immediately.
Who doesn't? When you're eating? Like... And no,
I mean, it depends on if I'm eating by myself, because if we're at a family dinner, then...
Yeah.
No. But, I also am not allowed to have my phone upstairs, and the only bathroom in the house is upstairs, so I don't check it when going into the bathroom.
I don't check social media, but sometimes I play solitaire. We all know I have a solitaire obsession.
And I usually see messages or DMs almost immediately, because... Yeah.
Alright, so our next 3 are you talk about the things you saw on social media in real life conversation. You check your social media when you go up and down stairs. You change your profile picture at least once a month.
I talk about things I saw on social media in real life conversation because memes exist.
Yeah.
I don't check social media when I go up and downstairs because 1, that's not safe, and 2, I'm not allowed to have my phone upstairs. And I rarely change my profile picture, so.
I don't change my profile picture much, but thank you for calling me out on going up and down stairs. That's the next 3.
Next 3 are, you've deleted other apps from your phone just to have more space for social media. You've tagged friends in photos they aren't in just to make sure they see them. You don't get how people can just not reply to a message for a whole day because they didn't see it.
Are we counting tagging people as just like, LOL, at Katrina?
No, like tagging...
Okay.
Tagging people in photos, like, that you've posted. That they're not in. You're just like, make sure you see this, because I want you to like my post.
I hate that!
Okay, so, the only time I've deleted other apps from my phone to have space for social media is back when I had a phone that, like, had no storage whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I don't have that anymore. That's been a couple years, so I'm not checking that one. I don't tag friends in photos they're not in. And I get how people cannot respond to a message for a whole day because they didn't see it, so.
For that one, it depends. Because if I know the person and I know they're not busy that time of year, like, if you're a student and it's summer,
yeah,
how do you just not see it? You're on your phone all day. But if you're a student and it's spring finals, yeah, I believe that. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it, because it's very circumstantial for me. Our next 3 are, you sleep with your phone within arm's reach. If a notification wakes you up at night, you check it. And you've met a significant other via social media. Media. Isn't that how the British say it?
I don't know.
Social media.
I'm not British.
I'm not either. I'm gonna edit that out, because it was really, really awful.
I mean, define significant other.
Like, relationship. Like, romantic.
Oh. I was like, because I've met a lot of people.
You're significant to me. And you're an other. I've met aliens. So I sleep with my phone within arm's reach most of the time. I know you don't, because your parents don't let you have your phone. So a notification can't wake you up at night to check, and you don't really date much, so yours is no on all of them, but I said yes to you sleep with your phone within arm's reach. Wow, I know you well.
Alright, next 3. You like your own posts. You use social media like words like retweet in everyday conversation. You have more friends online than in real life.
I feel called out.
Me too. See, I like my own posts on Instagram, but not on Twitter, because on Twitter that's just not classy.
I don't do it on Instagram, but I use social media words in everyday conversation, and I have more friends online than in real life.
Me too. I feel called out. I liked all 3 of them.
Your next 3 are, you wake up...
No, do the next 4 because it's only 4.
Yeah, but I wanted to make you just do 1.
Okay, fine.
You wake up in the middle of the night to check your phone. You've tried to quit social media. You've opened an app you literally just closed a minute earlier. That's like opening the fridge, okay? Everyone does that.
Okay, I clicked the last one, but not the...
I tried to quit Snapchat, and I was going really well until my niece was born, and then my sister was like, if you re-download Snapchat, you'll see that I've sent you, like, 30 pictures of her, and I was like, oh!
Also, you wanted to talk to me.
Okay, what's the last question?
Wow. Last question is, you can't imagine going a day without social media.
No.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah. Alright.
What'd you get?
I checked 17 out of 40, and so I got, you're about halfway to being obsessed. Your dependence on social media is definitely there, but it's mostly a force of habit. If you really tried going on a cleanse and stayed offline for a few days, you'd be totally fine with it.
See, I got the same definition, but I checked 21 out of 40. So, at the bottom it says, you checked more than 83% of quiz takers.
I checked more than 69% of quiz takers. So, I guess this is just us proving to our parents that we're not as obsessed with
Take that,
as
Mom!
other people out there. See, I'm not even halfway. Mostly because I'm not allowed to have my phone upstairs, but... Also, I wouldn't do most of that stuff anyways, so... I'm surprised, honestly. I thought I would have checked more.
Me too. So, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Should I?
Yeah, I think we should wrap up this episode.
Okay. This has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Rachel.
And that's been Katrina.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.